and welcome to my live video this afternoon for our Secret Stash happy hour. Do come along and join the video today. I would love to chat with you, so let me know if you've got any questions or thoughts as we go through the video. We will be releasing our new autumn releases, so I'll be reviewing those and telling you everything about the gorgeous pocket weave wraps, should I say, that our designer Twila has put lots of effort into. There's something really unique about the warp of this one. And of course we have our ice cotton pre-order, which is still running at the moment. It will be closing tomorrow, so I'll have a little bit more information about the warp and the wefts of those as well, so I can give you a little bit more info around how they're going to feel. So hi there Claudine, lovely to see you from Somerset. Hi Eva, hello, hi Linda from the Netherlands, lovely to have you. So just a little preview as well, we will have this mug coming back in at the at 4:30, at 4:30, so it's about half an hour from now. So this was the lovely Augmenta, the Lunae mug that we developed and designed on this gorgeous earthenware enameled earthenware, gosh, that word has just gone completely out of my mind. Glazed. This beautiful glaze. So we have got these also coming back in at 4:30 today. So they were rather popular last time, so do look out for those today, and I'll give you another preview towards the end as well, in case there's people who have not joined us yet. Hi there Manon from Germany, hi Jana, hi Charlotte, hi Rowan from sunny Fife. Oh lovely, you've got a couple of loads of laundry on the line and that makes you smile. Oh, that's sweet. Hi Becca from Portugal. Oh, any chance we can get the Middle Earth mugs in a gorgeous blue? Good question, we'll need to have a look into that, definitely. Hi there Charlotte from Oxford, hello, hi, lovely to see you as well. Okay, so I've just realised that I've left my made to order winners next door at my desk, so Holly, maybe you can jump on and type those into the chat and I'll read them out whenever you have a minute to do that. And we have got a £10 Oscha voucher as always to give away to one lucky participant, so give me a little heart on the video or make a comment and you will be entered into that draw, so we will choose a winner at the end of the Secret Stash happy hour as well. Okay, so let's get started. So this is our new pocket weave warp with our new garnet colourway. So I'm going to bring this one is really an amazing beauty close up, so you kind of have to get close to the fabric to see all of the different colours that are going on here. Overall it gives this beautiful autumnal tone, this autumnal feel to it, so you have an almost kind of wine tone at the bottom moving up through a beautiful rust and up into a deeper purple plum at the top. Now this warp is one of our weave up warps, so by that we mean that we have used lots of leftover yarns from our other slings and our other designs. So ordinarily those yarns would go into landfill and they would be put into waste, thrown away. But we always try our hardest to work with our mill to make sure that we are using every single little bit that we possibly can, which is also why we run, one of the reasons why we run semi-customs, by the way. We use up little yarn, leftover yarn runs, little bits and bobs from other weaves. And that's what we offer up as your wefts, just in case you weren't aware of that. So this particular one, there's an amazing image in our community group Clan Oscha of our designer Twila laying out the different colours to try and get that lovely layout and gradation of the grad for this one. And I think that she has done a really amazing job of that. So it's completely unique. Apart from these two slings, this one and the Doors of Durin, you won't be seeing this one ever again. And so the other amazing thing about this one, if you haven't noticed or heard of already, is that it's a pocket weave. So that means that we have got essentially two cloths, a cloth at the top and a cloth at the bottom. So you've got your warp and your weft, and you basically have two warp yarns and two weft yarns. So the warp yarns are, as I've mentioned, this lovely kind of garnet colourway that comes up and moves up through the sling. And the other warp yarn is an ecru. So that's where you're seeing the pattern coming through here. Now, on the weft, Tuela has chosen these beautiful we've got kind of wine, burgundy and pink tones. I'm hoping that you can see that clearly enough in the video. If not, we will have some pictures obviously on our listing on the website where you should be able to see these, and in the preview images on Clan Oscha. Now, what's happening here is that you can see almost like a checkerboard effect happening underneath. So you're getting this really kind of artisanal, kind of artsy look, you know, a kind of real artisan look to this. So it's very unique, it's very organic, and it is, it kind of has that lovely artisan feel to it, to the look of it. So again, you can see that lovely, really interesting texture. So it's like a kind of colour and weave texture going on. The way the weave and the colour interacts with each other is really, really interesting across this wrap and also the Doors of Durin. But in particular, this Willow, because you have those different weft colours. So you've got a weft, little alternating weft grad of lots of, I think there's 3 different colours of yarn there. So that's your weft grad, and then our little alternating weft yarn, sorry. And then we also in the weft have a very, very subtle pale peach. And that is what you're seeing being interlinked or crossed over with the ecru of the warp. So it adds a very, very subtle, you have to look at it in a certain light to see it, but it brings a very, very subtle kind of warmth to the overall look of the Willow pattern. Now, those of you who may be familiar with pocket weaves before will be aware that on the reverse you have got a completely different looking sling. So it's almost the reverse, the full reverse of what you're seeing at the front. So here we have got those really interesting textures that I was mentioning coming out across the leaves. Now this fabric is called Willow Herstlaub, and that is German for autumn leaves. So we have picked out this kind of autumn leaf colours, which are just so iconic at this time of year, and beautifully nature inspired design, looking to nature for the colourway as well. So it's a true autumn wrap in every sense of the word. So that's the reverse, the reverse of the fabric. So of course it's going to make great fancy finishes, and we'll do a little bit of a reverse kind of carry as well, to show you that. So I'll pop this sling on and I'll give you a little bit more information about how it feels and the GSM. I should say as well, for those of you who are not familiar with pocket weave, what it means is you've got the 2 cloths that are then anchored together across the pattern. So in between the pattern, I should be able to kind of grab this piece of cloth, which has got its own warp and weft. So the front has got the 3 coloured alternating weft and that lovely garnet warp, and on the reverse we have got the ecru with the kind of very, very slight pale peach coming across the weft of that one. So you get a really crisp pattern definition, you get a beautiful kind of look and feel, but you also have the cushioning that comes from the pocket weave, and that is where the two cloths kind of interact. So you do have a double layer fabric, but then where the air is trapped in between the two layers of cloth, you get cushioning or cush on your shoulders, which creates a beautiful wrapping experience, very comfortable from newborn all the way up to toddlerhood. So depending on the weight of the sling. So this one is 286 GSM. So it is a medium weight sling, but it is 100% BCI organic combed cotton. So what that means is that because you have the cushioning, particularly because you have the cushioning in the pocket weave, you have a really, really lovely all-rounder sling basically. So this one's going to be suitable for newborns. You may want to do a little Lexi twist underneath the bottom, and you can see videos for that on our YouTube channel. And then it will last you all the way up into toddlerhood and beyond. So it's a really lovely one. And our customers who have tried this particular pocket weave blend before have said that they can use this one with toddlers with a single layer carry. Of course it will work with a double layer carry as well. So I'm going to pop this on in a kangaroo carry. I was inspired by our lovely model Rosie, who, am I doing that? Oh, am I doing this right? I've just realised, I hope I'm doing this right. It's one thing doing the carries that you don't normally do yourself, and it's another thing, yes, that is right, doing them in front of a live audience and whilst trying to speak at the same time. So we're going to try and have the reverse of the fabric coming up through the front, and then we'll show off the face of the fabric over my shoulders. Kangaroo carry is a really lovely one for newborns as well, because you just have that one layer of fabric over baby. It's also very easy and quick to take baby out if you needed to take them out, and it's also an easy one for kind of tying around already sleeping baby on your chest. So you can have your baby on your chest first, manoeuvre that fabric underneath baby's bottom and knees, and then take your time in tying them in, and just take your time with that. So this is the kangaroo carry, which it's been a little while since I've done this one, but we will hopefully make a success of it. So do let me know if you have any questions at all, and I will definitely pop back up the thread to see what those may be. Just realised I think that's got my willow, my sort of upside down willow here, but that's okay. So now I'm going to tighten. So let's tighten. Yes, perfect. Okay, so tightening round. Tightening round, and this way I'm showing off the reverse of the fabric at the front and the face of the fabric at the back. So I'll just tighten this one as well. Keep that up there. Yep. Sarah says it looks stunning on the wrong side too. So you really are getting two wraps in one with this one if you are going for a wrap in this design, or this design and colourway, because they look so different yet so beautiful on each side. So you could kind of imagine wearing this one with you know, it will look like a completely different outfit, completely different sling, depending on which side you go for. Now this little dolly doesn't have the best knee pits for a carry like this, so I will just try and make sure that she does sit in there as best we can. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to go over and under just now, just to pin everything in place at the moment. So this one here we have got in ready-made bairn carriers, and we also have a made to order on it. So if you want to order any of our carriers, it will look gorgeous in a Keris or a Kuri as well. You can order it, and also accessory items too. You would get beautiful accessory items. So there we go for the front and the back. Now I've got a little bit of a crossover on the back there where that hasn't quite tucked in, but that still looks absolutely safe and lovely, and you're showing off both sides of the fabric. Now let me see if there's any questions or thoughts on this Willow. Perfect, let's see. So yes, Gabriella's asking what time, and it will be 4:30 EST, which is in about 10 minutes time. Lots of love for the name of the Willow as well. Oh, Marva, it's your last day at work before parental leave. Oh, I didn't realise you were expecting. Congratulations, that's lovely. Okay, let's see. Alexandra's saying, I attempted to put my little one in her pushchair because of the awful weather when we left the house, but the point blank refused, so she lived in the shower all day. Oh, that's absolutely the way, isn't it? I don't know what non-baby wearing mamas do. My little one just stayed in the sling nearly all the time. So Janet's asking, what colour is the light side? Is it white or cream? So I would actually say, I probably wouldn't describe that as cream. I would say it's much whiter than cream. And I would also say that it does have, like, it's very subtle, but it does have the most subtle hint of a peachy pink. But it is reading more as a kind of white, right? Yeah. Yes, Jenny says it looks like it has a cozy waffle texture. So it does have a cozy waffle texture, which will plump up or kind of puff up as it's washed and worn as well. So once this one hasn't been washed yet, already feels nice and cushy and comfortable, but it will plump, kind of puff up even more. So our lovely tester Alice tried this one out with her 10-month-old, and Alice is fairly new to wrapping, and she felt that it was really lovely and soft to the touch, even straight from the bag. So that's really, really nice, and she loves the high contrast between the pattern. The reverse is very spectacular in her opinion. And yeah, she also said that her husband had a go of this one too, and he found it very supportive. So Marissa's asking, how limited is it? So that's a good question, Marissa. So I would say that this is not too limited, but then it is all subjective, because we may sell out of it all, you just don't know. So to be quite honest, because it's so unusual and it definitely won't be woven again, I would say not to hang around with this one. I know that I am going to definitely get one for my little baby who's due in January. It just feels like one of those special Oshas that's just a little bit different. But that's my opinion. Of course, all of our Oshas are special. Oh, Rowan says, is this the first pocket weave Willow? That's a good question. Do you know what? It might be. Can't think of any others off the top of my head. If anyone can think of anything, do chime in, but I'm actually thinking it might be. Oh great, Holly's popped up the winners as well, so that's really good for the treasure totes, so that's perfect. Stacey says, I love this. And Kristen says, oh my, the garnet weft is amazing. And Rowan says, I'm fascinated by pocket weaves. Have you tried one, Rowan? Oh, lovely. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back down to the bottom of the comments do keep your questions, thoughts and comments coming and I will get back to you. Yes, Rowan, it does have a made to order. I think neckwear would be really lovely. A cowl or an infinity loop or a scarf maybe would be so nice. Lovis says it looks beautiful. Janet says, how thick is it in hand? How much cush does it have? Okay, so I think I'll maybe take it off to show you that. Let me just do, so what I was saying before about kangaroo carry, I've just undone that knot, but say I hadn't undone it. Kangaroo carry is lovely because you can go underneath that knee pit, take off the sling like this. Then you can do a sleepy transfer, you can transfer into the car chair, you can do whatever you need to do without a lot of disruption to like lifting baby up and over. So that's a really nice feature of the kangaroo carry, if you weren't aware. So I'm going to do a knot for you to try and give you the idea of how thin it feels in hand. I would say it does feel fairly thin in hand. I don't, you know, when we get onto the doors of Durin, I can show you a comparison because it has superwash cashmere in the weft, which thickens it a bit. But yeah, I feel it quite cushy, comfortable. You know, I can feel that lovely bit of cush to it. And for 100% cotton, easy care, it's a really, really lovely all-rounder blend. So it's going to be good for newborn up to toddlerhood. It'll be great for all climates and all times of year as well. And you might find you want to wear this side in the autumn and then this side possibly coming into the winter months or into the spring and summer next year too. So it's a really lovely versatile sling, but hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of the knotting and how it looks in general. So that is that one. Let's have a little look to see if there's any more comments or questions. Hi Jenny, lovely to have you with us today. Oh, you're saying you love the burgundies. It's such a gorgeous burgundy colour. Oh, you have got a quilted wave round, yes, that'll give you even more cush, I guess. Hi, Annie from Glasgow. Oh, yes. So, Kristen, you have Puffin's Nook, and you could be convinced by this one too, so you must love the wrapping qualities of that one then. Yeah, it is quite a small knot, Jenny, for a pocket weave, but it still has that supportiveness to it. So this is one of our pocket weaves where we've kept the GSM fairly low, so it's 286. So it's kind of medium weight, but it's definitely it's glideable. It's easy to tie, and it stays in place well too. So it's a good kind of all rounder. That's what we have gone for with this one. So moving on to the doors of Durin, I'd like to show you this before they go live at 4:30, which is 5 minutes. So here we have the doors of Durin ornament. Now this one has that same garnet warp, but it has been muted by a black, one of the wefts being black. So you've got the weft that crosses over the garnet warp is a black weft. So you're getting that sort of slightly more moody tone, slightly darker and richer in the kind of background here. You still have that lovely kind of sort of stripy strobe effect coming across the back, which looks really gorgeous close up and gives that kind of lovely artisan feel and look to the sling, really. I shouldn't maybe say feels a bit confusing. That artisan look to the sling. So it's very organic the way it's been kind of put together, having those colours complement each other going from the top to the bottom of the warp colours. And then you'll notice that this one almost has like a golden glow. So whereas the Willow has a kind of slightly brighter kind of look to it, it definitely shows off the white, whereas this one has that lovely kind of golden glow, and this has been inspired by that amazing light that you get in September. I don't know if you get that where you are, but in Scotland we have this most amazing light in September and October whenever the sun is starting to set, and it gives that beautiful golden cast across the landscape. So that is kind of where that inspiration's come from. And then of course we've gone for inspiration from nature with the colours, but then also the inspiration for the patterns was thinking, okay, which patterns are really going to shine with these colourways at this time of year? So we had to go with Doors of Durin for our Middle Earth pattern on this one. Now there are only the two on this Weave Up Warp, which I mentioned earlier is like a very kind of sustainable, eco-friendly warp, because it's using up leftover yarns that otherwise would go into landfill. So these are really special, unique items, and a lot of time and effort has gone into coming up with the colour to complement, all the colours complementing each other behind in that warp. So the golden glow comes from a lovely kind of slightly kind of pale yellow tone, and it is superwash cash wool. So that's what makes this one different. I should show you the back of this one as well. So you've got a more kind of beautiful glowy yellow on the back of the Doors of Durin. So again, you could get some nice fancy finishes out of this one too. Now, I'm just going to find my middle marker and pop it on for you to give you a little bit more info about the wrapping qualities. So like I said, it has superwash cash wool in the weft. So the yellow, the beautiful kind of buttercup yellow glow that you're getting from that weft is, makes up about, let's have a look, it's about 29% superwash cash wool. Now the superwash cash wool is known for its cushiness as well. So this is a pocket weave with the superwash cash wool, just quite kind of add an extra level of cushiness. It's also really lovely and supportive and nice and mouldable too. So I would say as well, and I think that our lovely tester Elise, who tried this one out with her 18-month-old and her 5.5-year-old, had said that she doesn't feel it to be prickly at all, and I would have to agree. I'm quite sensitive to wool and I'm not picking up a woolly prickle from this. She says that she could barely feel it on bare skin, and she believes this would be a great one for all climates as well, because you do have the wool being a temperature regulation or regulator, so you'll find that wool will obviously keep you cosy in the cooler months to come, but then it can keep you nice and warm in those, cooler in the warmer months, depending of course how warm a climate you live in and whether you like wool. But I would say for anyone who's kind of slightly sensitive to wool or is wondering about that, it doesn't feel prickly. And it will also soften up even more once it's worn and washed and broken in. So I'll just get my baby doll. Here we go. So the GSM of this one then is a little bit thicker. So it's 305 GSM. So that is coming from the thickness of the superwash wool. And then we've got the other weft that goes across that I mentioned was the black weft, and that's a cotton weft. So the full blend of this one is 71% BCI organic combed cotton, 29% superwash cash wool. So it's going to be a really lovely one for maybe slightly older babies, so 3-4 months old, up through toddlerhood. So you're going to be able to be a really lovely toddler worthy sling, because you've got those air pockets of cushioning over your shoulders, but you also have the addition of the beautiful superwash cash wool as well. Oh, now this is what I did earlier. I pulled too much on one side and I ruined my pattern placement. So before I tie this on, I'm just going to get this nicely placed for us first of all. Okay, so I want to get this nicely placed. There we go. Okay, so our lovely tester Elise tried this one, like I say, with her 18-month-old, her toddler, and her preschooler, or maybe actually he may be at school already. And she said that this wrap is a chameleon. The warp looks very brown from a distance, but a closer look will show you a beautiful fade of purples, aubergine, transitioning to more rusty tones and hints of pumpkin. She says that this is the first time that I've tried a pocket weave with casual, and for me it's a complete game changer. She says this wrap is super for big kid friendly, and we love it. So I think Elise has tried her other pocket weave slings in the past, and she has really been enjoying the superwash casual. I might actually do a little Lexi twist for this one. There we go. So she said that it held both my baby and his bigger sister effortlessly, even for prolonged periods of time. And that it is good for a single layer as well. Okay, I'll tie that in. So I think our releases will have gone live now. So if you are looking for one of the slings or the beautiful restock of our Lunae mug, then those will have gone online already. So you can see this gorgeous kind of organic glaze, these kind of copper and blue indigo tones. Really lovely. So, good question, Rowan. You're asking what the top of, which colour is the top and which is the bottom of this warp. So we've got the more purple tones at the top and then the slightly redder wine tones at the bottom. So that's the way we've chosen to have it. So that is your Doors of Durin ornament. Beautiful. Jess, it looks like there are mugs still available. So hopefully you can grab one of those. So yes, so this is the lovely Doors of Durin ornament with that beautiful kind of autumn glow of the weft. So I'll just take this one out. I'm now going to show you a little bit about the ice cotton pre-order that we have running, and then we've got some sneak peeks and another little update for you as well. Oh, and I should actually show you the bairns just to give you an idea of the layout and the look and feel of bairns. We've got some ready-made bairns in these ones, so if you're looking for a bairn carrier, then we've got the Willow with the lovely kind of wine kind of straps, and then we have the Doors of Durin, that lovely golden glow as well for that one. So those ones should be in stock now too. Okay, so I've got our warp here for the ice cotton in-house full custom pre-order. So this is the ice cotton pre-order. So this is the one that we have got, this ice cotton warp. Okay, perfect. So ice cotton warp. So this is our customer mood board pre-order, and this is the Halcyon pre-order. So it's almost like that kind of like beach scene. Now, for those of you who don't know, ice cotton is a really, really lovely yarn for, particularly for the summer months, or to keep you and your baby cool, because it's spun in a particular way that allows that repels the heat, and that is very airy and breathable, and it's actually cool to the touch as well. So it's quite an amazing yarn, and it's much loved by our customers, and this is quite a rare opportunity to have a warp from ice cotton. So sometimes we'll have ice cotton in the weft. It wasn't available for a while, which is why we haven't had a lot of it recently, but it is now available in, well, we've got it available in the warp for this particular pre-order. So here we have the here we have the wefts. So I'll run through these. So Willow is going to be coming with this piece silk weft. Oops, can't really see that fully on there. I can imagine it. And you can see the mock-ups on the website. But that's the piece silk there. So that will be a really lovely, and that'll be gorgeous wrapping qualities. You'll get moldability from the piece silk, softness from the piece silk, cushiness from the piece silk. So that'll be really, really beautiful. And then we have got Liana in the cotton hybrid. So that is this cotton hybrid wood thrush and antique white. So that's these ones here, I think, the hybrid. And then we have, yep, so that's the hybrid yarns there. Then we've got yellow cotton space dye, which will be the grey. And then we've got the Shire and the Hobbit Quest in the chenille and hemp alternating, which are these two here. So kind of like a navy colour. So that's your space dye cotton in the yellow. And that's your chenille wefts there, weft chenille and hemp, which would be a really lovely strong blend, a great one for toddlers. And then we'll have the wet spun linen, which we don't quite have we don't have a swatch here, thick wet spun linen for that one as well. So you can see the mock-ups for those. And like I mentioned before, we have the different patterns we've got going on are Willow, Liana, Misty Mountains, Okanami, Gulls, Shire, Hobbit Quest and Grey. So it's your Okanamis in the wet spun linen and your Gulls is in the wet spun linen as well. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a visualisation of what those wraps will look like. So there's going to be some really lovely, interesting, unique blends going on. And thanks to everybody who took part in that one. Let me just see if there's any questions. Oh, Sarah, you're trying to decide if you could what you can afford in the ice cotton pre-order. You've got another wee while to decide. It's closing tomorrow. Kristen says you're so excited about the young cotton pre-order. That's great. Okay, lovely. Oh, Camilla, you just got the doors. Brilliant. Lovely. Oh, Claudine, you're asking for the sneak peeks of Earthy Warp. I'm sorry, I don't have those prepared with me just now. Oh, good. I'm glad, Jess, you managed to get the mug. Yes, Stacey, you're asking, will the Kara straps have some of the white or reverse colour? So the Kara straps, you will, because the Kara straps are wrap straps, if you like. Whenever you get to the bottom of the Karis, so the straps will be, if I do it maybe on this way, so they'll generally be this colour, pleated. So you've got your padded strap like this, and then it will splay out. So it will splay out at the back, and then so you could kind of twist it round and show the reverse like that. And certainly when you're bringing it up for fancy finish, for example, you could turn it round and have the reverse going across your fancy finish for the Willow and Daughter of Durin if you wanted. That's great. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little update and then some sneak peeks as well. A quick check. Kristen's asking, are any chance that there are more pocket weaves with casual planned with mainline patterns? I'm not a big fan of the Middle Earth collection, but this combo sounds dreamy. At the moment, I don't think there is another pocket weave warp planned in the short term. don't have anything planned at the moment. And Elisa's confirming that even with the heat wave, she found that the Doors of Durin was super comfy, which is great. The heat wave in is it France or Luxembourg? The GSM of Doors of Durin is 305, Kristen. Maybe you've seen that now on the website. Yes, Jenny's asking, do pocket weaves work well as ring slings? Absolutely. So you'll gain the benefit of the cushiness, whether it's a ring sling or a wrap. Even the carriers as well, you'll feel that little bit extra padding. So the pocket weaves will make brilliant ring slings. Yeah, be absolutely great. Great all-rounders as well. You could probably put a wee one in the Doors of Durin as well. Okay. Right. Okay, I'm just going to pop back down to the bottom of the comments, and then I've got a few more updates for you. Emma's asking, do you know when Mother of Pearl pre-order is shipping out? I was excited to see it had been woven. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure on a shipping date yet, but I'm sure it won't be too long. I don't believe that fabric's here yet though, so it will probably be with our finishers at the moment if it's been woven. So the fabric, all of our fabric gets finished, which is why you have that signature soft touch finish with your Oschas. So we don't just send the fabric loom state, if you like, we send it on to have our soft touch finishing process, which helps to break it in, and it also gets rid of any of the dust and anything that might be in the air in the mill, because they're quite industrial places, the mills, so we do like to finish our slings for you as well. Lovely. Alexandra says, honestly, I have no clue how I'm ever going to be able to keep up with all of these colours and designs now I've found Oscha. Alexandra, you will find your favourites and you will be very passionate about them and you will hunt them down, and yes, trust me, I am already in it with my second baby. I'm not sure about spares on sea glass. I don't have the figures at all, an idea of those at all, but because it's a semi-custom, remember, we do have releases coming next spring on the same warp. Okay, let me show you a couple more updates and sneak peek too. So for those of you who may not have seen in the clan, I just wanted to give you a little update on the Keris, the inbuilt cinch on the Keris. So this is an improvement we've made to the Keris carrier following the success of the Bairn waistband. So previously we would have a separate cinch that you would have to tie every time you put the baby in if you were using the cinch. Which can be a little bit fiddly and it can slow up the process of putting a baby in the carrier, but it also means you have to keep track of it while you have to keep track of the cinch, you know, while it's not in use. So it just felt a little bit fiddly. So what we've done is we have now integrated the cinch into the body panel. So all you need to do is bring in the width and tie a simple knot. So just bring it in first as low as you need it for baby. Sorry, as narrow as you need it for baby. You should just be looking for a nice knee to knee and holding them in their kind of natural position. So the fabric is really lovely and soft. I'll just pop that in there so you can see a wee knot in the middle, and then you can continue to put the Keris on as normal. So just have the lovely padded waistband going all the way around, popping that in, and then I'll just get my doll and give you a quick demo of that so you know what to expect. So we are rolling this out across all of our Keris carriers. We had great feedback from you when we asked in Clan Oscha what you thought of the change or the improvement, I suppose, and following that feedback we decided just to roll it out instead of delaying it any further. So It will be made clear on any listings if it's the old separate cinch, but on the most part the classics have been updated now. And then any pre-order slings too will, any pre-order Kairos or made-to-order Kairos will have the new cinch, inbuilt cinch detail as well. It's a small change, but actually in terms of the practicality and the ease of use, it makes quite a big difference. And I know that from personal experience as well. So that's how it looks once it's in, and you don't have to readjust it every time whenever baby grows, you just readjust the knot at that point. So it might be every few weeks or months depending on the age of your baby. So that is the lovely Kairos. So what I was saying before is that you'll have, if you're going for one of the new pocket weaves, so you'll have your face of the fabric here, and then if you are doing a back carry, for example, you can see that the fabric splays out. So you could, if you wanted to, you could do a little twist there actually, and you could actually bring your reverse across, so that way you could play with you could play with the front and back there on the actual panel. Or if you're doing a back carry, then of course you can easily show off the reverse. So if I just do a quick swivel with this so that I can show you what I mean, just go around. Whoops, the hat's going to come off, and of course this baby is a little bit too small for doing a back carry, but if I just bring this round, so if you were doing a back carry on the Kairos, you could then bring your tails up and you could show the reverse, just which way you pop a little twist in it, and you could actually show the reverse of the fabric this way. So if you wanted to play around with your Kairos with the doors of Durin or the Willow, this would be a nice way of doing that. So you'd need to go down the made to order, and then you could show off the reverse of the fabric, which would be a really nice way of doing it. I think I need to go around this way if I want to do a no knot. Daniela's asking if there's updates on the Goddess pre-order spares. I believe they will be coming next week, so look out for updates in the group on those soon, but I think they are coming next week on that. So yeah, so you could have the reverse of Willow showing through there if you wanted. Now, time for some sneak peeks. So we'll have a couple of new things flying in the next couple of weeks, which will keep you warm. And here's a little sneak peek of one of them. So that is coming in a couple of weeks' time. Lovely. Jessica, you're excited also about the Goddess's spares. So yes, the team has been working really hard here to get all of the pre-orders out as quickly as possible around the de minimis change. So yeah, so that's great. Okay. So thank you all so much for watching this afternoon. I think that's everything that I should mention. I should also say that the Kairos is a really lovely option for having a baby bump too. So if you do have older kids and you're looking to carry, the Kairos is really lovely and comfortable over there. Yes, Daniela, the spares will have the new prices for the USA on spares and bonuses for the Goddesses or any of the pre-order spares and bonuses. That's right, yeah. Guesses, lots of guesses on what's coming in the next few weeks, and some hopeful suggestions too. So I think that is everything I have to bring you today. I will be on holiday in a couple of weeks' time actually, away on holiday for a last little bit of sunshine before the winter arrives here in Scotland. So Twila will be running our Secret Stash Happy Hour in a couple of weeks' time, so you'll be able to chat with her and she'll be showing you our new releases then. Thanks everyone for watching. It's been lovely to chat with you this afternoon and I look forward to seeing you when I get back. Bye everyone!